Hey there, welcome back. Today we have a very special video full of your favorite triggers. I'm Devan, if you're new here, and this channel recently reached 1,000 subscribers, which is very exciting. And so to celebrate this milestone, I had asked all of you for your favorite triggers and ASMR props and experiences, either things that I had done in previous videos that you liked, or triggers that you just generally like or would like to see me do. And so I have compiled a list here of all your suggestions, and I am going to attempt to do as many of them as possible in this video, because I really do want to thank all of you for your kindness and your support, and for just, hanging out here with me. It really, really means a lot. And I did also want to note that it is an extremely windy day today, so you probably will be able to hear the wind outside, and my house might be a little creakier and crackier than usual. But just remember that we are safe and warm and cozy inside, enjoying this ASMR together. Okay? Does this sound like a good way to spend a little bit of time on all these triggers? I'm going to try to move through them relatively expediently, but I make no promises because I love to ramble and take my time. And the first few suggestions are ones that are more based on speaking and my voice, so I'm going to do those first, and then we'll get into more of the props and items and things like that. So thank you again to everyone who made a suggestion, and if there is something that you would like to see in a future video that I don't do here, please let me know. And of course, please let me know which ones you enjoyed the most. So this first request I'm going to read just as it was written because I think it's so lovely. And this person described their favorite trigger as listening to people ramble thoughtfully about their life in a slow, soft-spoken voice, or their thoughts on something relatable that we all go through. I love ASMR that is real and connects us all as humans. I just thought that was so beautiful, and it really touched my heart because that is definitely the kind of energy that I am hoping to cultivate here on my channel, to just, have some nice human connection and a little bit of vulnerability in a place where we can, just kind of be real with ourselves, and that's okay. And so I thought, as an example of this trigger, for me to do this trigger, that I would share with you something that happened to me yesterday, something that I think is very relatable to all of us as humans. And that is that yesterday I tried to do something new. I tried to upload my first ASMR short video, and I wasn't able to do it right. I did it wrong. I wasn't able to get some of the technicalities right when I was uploading it, and so YouTube did not recognize it as a short, and so now it's just an odd little vertical video in among my regular content. And it was just funny when that was happening yesterday because I was trying something new and I was stretching myself, and I was feeling that discomfort of doing that. And then, of course, when it didn't work out, and I realized that it had not posted in the way that I wanted it to, of course, all of my negative inner critic voices started popping up and saying, oh my gosh, Devan, you don't know what you're doing, and why did you even try to do something new like this? You know, just stick to what you know, and oh my gosh, you're gonna look like such an idiot, and here you just got to 1,000 subscribers and have all these new people watching your channel, and then they're gonna see that you totally don't know what you're doing when it comes to technology, etc., etc. So, what was good about the situation yesterday was that was the kind of thing in the past, you know, Devan of a few years ago would have probably gotten wound up in that very tightly and would have fretted about it, and I would have been upset about it the whole rest of the day, and, you know, berating myself and retelling the story in a bunch of different ways. And this time I didn't do that. I did allow myself a little time to be frustrated and to just, you know, get that out. And then I just said to myself, okay, I tried something. It didn't work out exactly as I had thought it would, but I'm just gonna, you know, move on from that, and I'll try again and keep doing my thing. And it was really reassuring to me as well. I was actually kind of glad that it happened, because right when I posted it, and I kind of had to put a little comment and say, hey, this isn't really a short, I don't know what happened, but hope you enjoy it anyway. And Comforting Sounds ASMR right away gave me a really nice, encouraging comment and some helpful IT advice, which was just so sweet and made me feel so supported. And then the ASMR Samurai made a really nice comment on that video about enjoying the tapping and everything, you know, and it made me feel really supported, and I don't know, made me feel like other people in the ASMR community had my back. And so thank you, Danielle and Sam, specifically, for giving me that little, you know, boost of support when I needed it. And I just wanted to share that because I think that's something that we all go through, that really uncomfortable feeling of trying something new and having it not work out the way we wanted to, not being able to do it the way we planned, and then having to sit with the emotions that come up from that. And, you know, I think that's just the thing that's so different for me now, and is the thing that I wish for all of us, is that, you know, when we make mistakes, when things don't work out, when we don't, you know, exactly know what we're doing and something doesn't go the way, you know, that we had planned, now I can just stay in the moment, focus on what happened, come up with some plan, you know, to move forward from it, and then let it go. And that is so different than allowing each little mistake, each little pitfall to open up some giant chasm of doubt and fear and let every old story, you know, come into your head about everything that you haven't done right in the past. And that's something that I'm always working on, and that I encourage you to work on too, is just, you know, paying attention to the things that come up in your head, paying attention to those stories, and, you know, questioning them and saying, is this really true? Is this really true of what's happening right now? Or am I caught somewhere in the past? Am I caught in some old tape, in some old story? So there's just a little nugget of human experience that I wanted to share with you. And I like to be really transparent about my channel, like, you know, the ups and downs and, you know, struggles that I have with it sometimes, which aren't many. I mean, typically this channel brings me nothing but joy, but anytime you're dealing with technology, there are going to be moments when things don't work out. And so just thank you for allowing me to share that with you. And the second category of trigger that people suggested, which is kind of related, is rambling and explaining stuff in a soft-spoken or whispered voice. And some people also said show and tell, and I think that kind of goes along with that. And then someone else suggested a related one, which I thought was kind of cool in its specificity, which was explaining basic instructions or directions. For example, the rules of a game or how to put something together or giving directions on how to get somewhere. And I thought those were all really cool ideas. So each one of those I might have to take and put in a video at some point. But I thought for a little bit of show and tell and rambling and explaining that I would show you one of my favorite card games, which is called Sleeping Queens. And you can see on the cover here we have a queen and her dragon down here, and they are both taking a snooze. And I've had this game for a long time. This game was recommended to me by the daughter of one of my coworkers when she was about, I don't know, 8 or 10 years old, and she went away to college this year. So this one's been in the repertoire a while. And it says on the front, Sleeping Queens, a royally rousing card game, ages 8 and up, 2 to 5 players. And this is by Game Right. It's the Game Right logo, and I love their games. I have many of their games, so I highly recommend them. I will read you the back. It says, Rise and shine. The Pancake Queen, the Ladybug Queen, and 10 of their closest friends have fallen under a sleeping spell, and it's your job to wake them up. Use strategy, quick thinking, and a little luck to rouse these napping nobles from their royal slumbers. Play a knight to steal a queen, or take a chance on a juggling jester. But watch out for wicked potions and dastardly dragons. The player who wakes the most queens wins. So, the basic premise of this game, it has quite a few different cards. So I will show you some of the cards. As was explained on the back, there are queen cards. So you have 2 different kinds of cards in here. You have these blue backed cards, kind of greeny blue, which are the queens. And then you have these red backed cards, which are the other gameplay cards. And you can see some of them have numbers on them, like regular cards. They have cute icons, dogs and cats and flowers, and these go with the queens. So we've got those in here, and I'll just go ahead and show you these. You've got regular numbered cards, okay, and you play those on your turn, basically in different combinations to try to get rid of them, because they don't really do you much good. There's a 4 with some poodles, and a 3 with some cats, and a 2 and an 8. And so when you draw from this deck, you might draw a numbered card, like one of those. Here's another one. Here's a birthday cake. Or there are different action cards that you might draw. This is a knight card. If you draw a knight, you can use that to steal someone else's queen. Here's a 9 with some pancakes on it. A 7 of hearts. here's another knight. Okay, let me get through to the other types of cards here. This is a joker, which allows you to do some fanciful things on your turn and mess around with the numbers a little bit. And let me see. I haven't gotten to a king yet. Well, this is a dragon card. And with the dragon, you can defend against a knight. So if someone tries to steal your queen with a dragon, with a knight, and you have a dragon, you can use that to defend yourself. Here is a magic wand, which you can use to wake up a queen who has been put to sleep by a sleeping potion. So if someone tries to put one of your queens to sleep with a sleeping potion card, you can revive her with your magic wand card. The person who requested this trigger said, explaining a complicated game, so this is kind of complicated and I thought it would be fun. And then you also sometimes will draw a king. So there's the Fire King. Very appropriate since we just had Imbolc, which is focused on the Fire Festival. Let me see, where are there some other kings? Fire King, and there are many, many different themes here. Okay, here we have the Puzzle King. You can see he is puzzly. We have the Turtle King. And so when you draw a king, you use your king to wake up one of the sleeping queens. So basically, this whole deck of cards, oh, look at the Bubblegum King. This whole deck of cards is used in gameplay to draw from, to allow you to make different moves to try to wake up or steal a queen or put her back into slumber so that you can have the points that are reflected on her card. And so I think I've shown you all these basic types of cards. So you have the number cards, you have kings, you have potions and dragons and wands and knights. And it does take quite a while to get on to the patterns of all those cards. And before I show you the queens, which are kind of the crux of this game, I want to read you this little card that came with the game, which is one of the reasons that I love it. And it says, once upon a winter night, a 6-year-old girl named Miranda couldn't sleep because she had a game playing in her head called Sleeping Queens. She and her sister Madeline awoke the next day and began working on the game with the help of their mom and dad, Denise and Max. Her little baby brother Stephen helped by not eating the cards. And there's this cute little picture of that family, and all those children are very grown up by now. But I think it's really neat that this game is based on the dream of a little girl. And she and her family turned it into a game and had it published, and I think that's amazing. So you can see this is a smaller amount of cards here. I can't remember if there's a dozen queens, but what you do with these cards is you lay them down, face down, in front of you when you're playing, and you make sort of like a grid of them. So you have a square of all the cards laid down in front of you, and it's as if they are all asleep, laying down. And then depending on which cards you use in the gameplay, you may have the opportunity to wake a queen and bring her into your hand. And so I will show you some of the queens here. Here is the Sunflower Queen. You can see she is worth 10 points. The queens are worth different things. Here is the Cake Queen, worth 5 points, one of my favorites. The Ladybug Queen, worth 10 points. The Heart Queen, worth 20 points, so she is very highly coveted. The Heart Queen. The Starfish Queen. I mean, all these illustrations are just so fun. That's why it's really a joy to play this game. We have this is one of my favorites, the Cat Queen. And there is also a Dog Queen. And when we get to the Dog Queen, you will see her, but you are not allowed. One of the rules of the game is that you are not allowed to have the Cat Queen and the Dog Queen in your hand at the same time because they do not get along. So if you have one and you draw the other, then you don't get to keep it in your hand. Here we have the Moon Queen, 10 points. Here's the Dog Queen, so she's very cute, but she doesn't mess with the Cat Queen. Oh, this is my favorite one, the Pancake Queen. Check out her dress with the pancakes, all her accessories, pancake themed. The Peacock Queen, she's worth 10 points. The Rose Queen, and the Rose Queen is only worth 5 points, but if you draw her, you get to draw another extra bonus queen to go with her, so she is quite valuable. And, oh yeah, this one's really trippy, the Rainbow Queen, for 5 points. So, that is a very brief overview of the game of Sleeping Queens. As I said, you basically lay your queen cards down on the table in front of you, and then you use these other cards, the gameplay cards, to draw and take action against other players and either draw a queen who is sleeping or steal a queen from one of your opponents or put one of their queens back into the pool of sleeping queens so that they don't get their points. And then, depending on the number of players, you keep playing until a certain point number is reached. Look at the Cookie King. They're so cute. They're so cute. And it's really a lot of fun once you get into the pattern of play and get used to how the rules and the counterplays work against each other. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to put those back in there and put the lid back on the box. And maybe sometime my husband and I will play some Sleeping Queens and show you more directly how it works. So that would be fun. So there's a little bit of explaining and show and tell for you. Okay, let's keep moving. The next thing on my list, oh, this one is so sweet. I'm going to read this one as written as well. My favorite triggers are when you explain your hauls or various props of any theme or topic. You could be flipping through a blank journal describing the quality of the paper, and I would be intrigued and relaxed, LOL. You really make the most mundane things sound so interesting. And that just really touched my heart as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that, I can make things seem interesting and keep your attention. I think that's one of the values of ASMR, is being able to just keep your attention in the moment on something and kind of practice doing that. So I'm glad that my rambliness can bring you into that state of relaxation. And so I decided to take you a little bit literally, and I do have a new journal here. This is a blank journal. And so I thought I would just show it to you and describe it to you a little bit, and we can look at the paper and describe the quality of the pages. But check this out. This is like the cutest little notebook because it is covered in books. And I got this for myself when I was doing holiday shopping and had ordered some books for other people, and saw this and made a little impulse purchase and put it in my cart because it was on sale. And I just thought it was adorable. So here on the front there's a little cup of coffee, and there's an orange kitty, very cute, and there's some glasses down here at the bottom, and then all these books: Great Expectations, Little Women, Brave New World, Ulysses, Dracula, National Art, that one says, Encyclopedia, Jane Eyre, Robinson Crusoe, and then the ones over here are kind of funny. There's Pride and Prejudice, and then this one just says pasta. So I guess it's supposed to be like a cookbook. The Great Gatsby, and then this one just says dogs. So a good book on dogs. Wuthering Heights, Frankenstein, Animal Farm. A lot of books on here. So I just thought the design was really cute, and it's a nice hardback notebook, and I will open it. And on the inside here, it has this cute pattern with these little lines. Oh my goodness, you could do a tracing and pointing extravaganza with this one. Look right there, and then look right there, and then look right there, and right there. And I love this because it does fold quite flat, and that is such a nice thing for a journal, because I like to be out and about, you know, with my journals, and it's nice to have one that sort of have their own support when you're writing on them. And the paper in this one is a nice thick paper. Not overly thick, but a good, nice feel to the stock. And you can see it has lines on it for you to write. And it has this binder, these binder loops, whatever you would call them, on the side. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of those little loops. And so we flip through the pages. Always a nice sound of new, crisp pages. And I like the way that the cover sounds. And it's nice because it's a little bit waterproofish. It's got a little bit of a shiny coating on it. So if I take this out into the world, oh, and here on the back, there's a little coffee and 2 more books and the pair of glasses. That's cute. That's Oliver Twist on the back there. I realize there's a sticker here on the back I haven't peeled off yet. Shall I peel off the sticker? A little extra. Oh, can I get it? A little extra ASMR sticker peeling action. Are you ready? Didn't quite get all of it, dang. Well, I'll go back and get that little extra bit later. But this is my new journal. So kind of like a one-item haul. But I just wanted to show it to you, and I probably will be using it in future videos. So thank you again for that really kind compliment about my show and tell and haul styles. And we will put this journal to the side and move on to the next. Okay, now we're up to a few different requests that involved books. So I did just post a book ASMR video the other day, which was supposed to be a longer book review video, and I ended up only being able to post the first part of it. And then I did have some extra footage I had taken to try to do my first short with those books, which I did manage to put together, and then, I shared with you what kind of happened with that. So I'm not giving up on the book ASMR because I love it. So I'm so glad that these suggestions were in here. And so one person said that they liked soft-spoken book reviews, and another person said that they like book reviews that go in and out of whispering and inaudible whispering. So I brought 2 books with me, and I will do one in a little soft-spoken mini review. I will do that for the first book, and then for the second one, I will whisper and do a little bit of unintelligible, inaudible as well. So for my soft-spoken book review, I have this hefty tome, which is the Oxford Book of Science Fiction Stories. And this was published in 1992, I think. And so it has science fiction stories in it all throughout the 1900s. It starts with The Land Ironclads by H.G. Wells, which was written in 1903, and goes through stories all through the 20th century up to Piecework by David Brin in 1990. And so this is a book that was part of my husband's family collection of books. I think one of his uncles had given it to his dad or something like that, and I borrowed it from the family bookshelf and have kind of held on to it because there are a number of stories in it that I really enjoy, and it has a wonderful sticky jacket ASMR sound. And I will tell you my favorite story in here is called The Tunnel Under the World from 1955 by Frederick Pohl. And it is a very cool story about a man who is noticing odd things happening during his day-to-day life, and he's trying to figure out why and put 2 and 2 together, and he starts to discover all sorts of strange things that lead him to question the very nature of his reality and the world that he is living in. And it has a wonderful twist at the end. And maybe sometime I will do a video and read you that story. It's a little more, I mean, these stories are a little more adult. You know, I mean, not that they're, have any obscenities or anything in them, but they're just, some serious end of the world type topics in some of these. But yeah, it's just a book that I have enjoyed, and you can see this cool flying saucer on the front of it, and there are some little light beams going out from the side. Okay, so there is a little soft-spoken book review. And then I will pick up this book by Margaret Atwood called Stone Mattress 9 Wicked Tales. And this is a book of short stories. And I love short stories. And it's just one of my favorite genres. I think there's just so much that can be done with short stories. I'm always fascinated to see how different writers utilize that structure. And I love Margaret Atwood because her stories always are a little bit dark and a little bit magical and a little bit funny and sarcastic. And I mean, just look at her, look at that sparkle in her eye. She's such a glorious writer. And so there are quite a number. Read a little and I will go fruit of this. See, so I can read you some of the little reviews that the New York Times book Minneapolis Star Tribune. So there are quite a few stories in this book. 9 tales, as the title tells us. And the first 3 go together as a set. They are called Alphenland, Revenant, and Dark Lady. And then the names of some of the other and my probably favorite one in here is called The Dead Hand Loves You, which is about a guy who writes a horror short story when he is very young about a hand, a zombie hand that comes back to life and is terrorizing people. And it's the story of his connection to that story and how he ended up sharing the credits and the rights for it with some other people that he was living with and working with at the time, and how that story has sort of haunted his life. It's made him famous, but has also haunted his life in the same way that the dead hand is haunting the people in the story. And she is so good stories and putting stories within stories, like putting a novel or a story that someone is writing within her stories, and she's just brilliant at that. And so we don't, I didn't really want to take a lot of time for a read aloud today, so I just still there's something Okay, there was our whispering and inaudible whispering book review. Okay, the next suggestion that someone had as a favorite trigger is cooking videos. And I love cooking videos. I've only managed to do one. I do have a video making some oatmeal lavender cookies that I did back in the summer, and I'll link to that in case you haven't seen it. It's just a different world trying to set up in my kitchen, and I love doing it, but it takes some time. I also have some CSA vegetable hauls that I filmed in my kitchen, so I couldn't really do a cooking video here in this setup, but on a side note, I got the cutest waffle maker in the world for Christmas, and I really want to do a video of making waffles with you, so I'm saying that out loud so you can hold me to it. There will be waffles coming sometime this winter. And in the meantime, since I couldn't really cook something for you right here, I brought a few ingredients because I really wanted to honor the spirit of kitchen ASMR. So I brought this lovely yellow lemon. Really, really smells nice. Do you want to smell it? Yeah, I haven't even busted into it yet, but it smells lovely. And I do have one of those old school glass citrus juicers, that is flat and has the little cone on top, and you cut the citrus in half and then you mush it down and mush it to get all the juice out. And I had tried a bunch of different kinds of citrus juicers, and finally decided I wanted to go old school, and so one of my friends found that for me at a flea market. It's amazing. So lemons are one of my favorite ingredients. I use them in a lot of sauces and to accent my cooking and just give things a literal zing in a lot of ways. So that's one ingredient I love to use is lemons. I also brought along this can of coconut milk because I was really curious as to how a can of coconut milk would sound on the microphone. And I use coconut milk in a lot of my cooking. One of my favorite things to do is to just basically make soup with any vegetables that I have. Just cook the vegetables up, in a pot of water, and then puree them with my immersion blender that you stick down in and go. Love my immersion blender. That's my number one kitchen tool. And I add some coconut milk, and it makes a creamy, delicious soup. So coconut milk is something that I recommend you keep on hand in your kitchen, because you can make instant, creamy, pureed soup out of just about anything. And there's lots of other things I do with coconut milk as well. It's a very versatile ingredient. And lastly, from my kitchen, because I wanted to see how it would sound, I brought this little mason jar full of wild rice. So you can see it's a wild rice blend. There's a bunch of different little kinds of grains of rice in there. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. That jar is probably a little cloudy. But there's wild rice, which are the long, skinny, black ones. And then there are a few other different rices in there. And so I love to use different rices and grains in my cooking. And wild rice has a lovely nutty type flavor. And it's really nice. So, as a quick little cooking moment in this video, 3 of my favorite ingredients. Rice of any kind. This happens to be wild rice. Coconut milk. Wow, that's a really cool sound. And a lovely lemon. And like I said, stay tuned for more cooking to come, because it really is quite close to my heart and something I want to figure out how to share with you more. And wow, now that I have kind of whacked on this lemon, it's even more fragrant. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, we're moving along here. We're moving along. Okay, cool. The next thing that you all had requested is a vinyl review, a record album review. And this made me so happy because I loved it when I was able to talk about a record in my winter favorites video, and I talked about one of my favorite Willie Nelson records, one of his most recent records. And I really want to start doing regular vinyl reviews where I talk about, maybe 4 or 5 albums that go together in some sort of thematic way. So stay tuned. I hope I can get myself together to do that. But for today, I just chose one album to share with you. This is an album that I have been listening to a lot this winter. Very, very chill band called Leisure. Leisure, or leisure, as I like to say it sometimes. In the movie Desk Set, which I love with Katharine Hepburn, there's a part where she says something about leisure. That has always stuck with me. But you can see these 5 gentlemen here who are the members of Leisure. They are from New Zealand, and this music is incredibly laid back funk. It's very has a very nice, driving grooves that are very steady, but also very, very chill. And, kind of sexy. There's a sensuality to this music, and I really like that. And some of the songs are more overt in that way than others. But I just love their vocals. I love the sound. Like I said, I love the beats. It's just a lot of good, like. There's my impersonation of one of their songs. But I will show you the back. The song titles on here. The songs are Got It Bad, Hot Love, Take It to the Top, Know You Better, Something About You, and Deeper. And the last two on that side are two of my favorites. Something About You I love. It's just like a little something about you, baby. You're always on my mind. Something about you. All right, Leisure, don't get mad at me for singing 3 seconds of your song. But I love that one. And then Deeper is kind of a slower, less driving song, and I really love the lyrics of it. That's the thing about these songs, is you're kind of grooving along to them, and then you really start listening to the lyrics, and some of them are quite profound. And the chorus of the song Deeper says the following: you dig yourself deeper, deeper, when you try to fix what's right. You dig yourself deeper, deeper, and it breaks you inside. And the first time I ever heard that lyric, I was like, man, that is what I try to do all the time. I try to fix things that are right. I try to fix things that are fine, that there's nothing wrong with. But I'm so obsessed with trying to control and, fix things. And so that just really struck me, and I often think of that. Am I trying to fix something that is just fine? Am I trying to fix something that is right in this moment? So that's a really good lyric. And the songs on the second side are All Over You, Control Myself, Nobody featuring Gold Link, Moonbeam, Your Love, because I could have been tracing these, and Till the End of Time. So, again, just a very brief review of this album. I will tell you an interesting fact that my husband bought this record quite a while ago, and it's become kind of rare. There aren't a lot of copies of this particular record out there, and it's so interesting how different records are like that. There are quite a few that we bought, when they first came out, and they weren't very expensive, and then they end up gaining value and being kind of rare. So anyway, Leisure from New Zealand. This album is from 2016, I believe. And I will tell you that another one of my little dreams that I have for this channel and my vinyl reviews is to put together some playlists on Spotify for you so that you could hear some of the songs from the album, since I obviously can't really play the songs for you in the video. So I'll see how quickly I can get that together, and maybe I can share some Devan's favorite vinyl playlists with you. But for today, there's a little taste for our Extravaganza smorgasbord of triggers. So I will put this vinyl to the side, and then let me see. The next suggestion that someone had for a favorite trigger is a whisper ramble. Let me see, how did they say it? A whisper ramble with personal attention. So, a little bit of whispered personal attention for you there. Okay, and our next request is someone who said that their favorite video of mine was the Velma from Scooby roleplay that I did at Halloween. And so I brought a couple of the triggers from that video, and I thought that maybe we could just slip into pretend mode for a few minutes, and I could give you a little inspection. So let me look around, see if I can find Velma, and we'll be right back. So, it's you again. I wondered. I thought you might be back. Well, you were pretty helpful to me last time when I was working on a case and you showed up. So I guess I can trust you, but I think I probably should scan you for ghosts, just to be safe, because like we've said, sometimes that ghost residue can just linger. Sometimes the spookiness can last a long time, and we don't want any of that messing with you. Okay, so this should only take a couple of minutes, and you can close your eyes if you want to. It won't hurt at all. But first I have this inspection light that I want to use just to see if there's anything unusual about you today. Okay? Alright, and if you don't like bright lights, just close your eyes, okay? But I have this light, and I'm going to kind of go around the edges of things here. See what I can see. Oh, that's interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, we'll go in and see. Oh, okay. No, that looks fine. That looks fine. I'm not concerned, but it's just very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. What about over there? Okay, you seem to be okay from that initial scan, but just to be safe, I am going to pull out my groovy ghost light. It's extra powerful, and it'll be able to determine if there's anything, extraterrestrial or extrasensory or anything extra at all going on with you today. You may want to close your eyes for this one. It's pretty bright, okay? So I'm going to take this up above you and just... Beautiful. Beautiful. Now back up from the bottom. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go in from the sides. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm just going to change the mode on it here. Okay, now I'll just go and now down this way. And back up. And down the middle. You don't seem to have any strange auras around you, or any, residues of evil or anything like that we need to worry about. So I think that you can come along with me and we'll get started working on this next case. Okay? All right, that sounds good. Oh, wow. Well, that was really great. Did you get to see Velma for a little while? Okay, I figured that she would show up if we gave her the chance. So, thank you for that suggestion. That was really fun. Okay, so now we have reached kind of a crux in the video here. I'm going to take a sip of water from my Yeti mug. Okay, so now we have reached the section of this video where all of the remaining suggestions were for specific objects and triggers for me to work with and show you. And so the first one of those is my backpack. And I did, that zipper. Start out with the zipper. I did a whole what's in, get a hold of this here. I did actually a two-part series of what's in my backpack videos. And one of you mentioned that you liked sounds of this backpack. So I decided to put the other items that people had requested into this backpack so that we could enjoy the backpack itself and do a little show and tell out of it. So this is my blue backpack. I guess it's sort of turquoise with these little dotty grid lines on it. And I love this backpack so much. I got such a good deal on it. I bought it at a record store, which is really random. I have my little hedgehog pin there that came from Scotland. And I love the pockets on the front here. And so we can open it up and see what other goodies are hiding inside. If I can find my zipper. And I love this backpack because it has this adorable red and white striped lining. It's like a candy cane. This is a pocket I'm pulling, but it's like this. It's like this candy cane lining, which is so pretty. And so down inside our magical backpack, first of all we have, are you ready? This is a surprise, a blast from the past. My holiday tea box. One of you. I took this out first. I was very afraid it was going to get crushed in the backpack. One of you specifically requested this tea box. You said you had liked the sounds of the tapping and just kind of the texture of this box. And it is hollow now, it is empty, because I used up all the teas, either drank them or shared them with others. And it was funny, I had been going through my pantry closet and was kind of cleaning things out and recycling some things, and I had thought, oh, I can recycle this tea box. And then literally like that day was when one of you was like, oh, I really liked that box. So I did not recycle it yet. And I saved it just for today, for you. These were my teas for the holidays from Republic of Tea. See the cute little holly leaves and stars and Christmas ornaments and things on it. This contained peppermint bark rooibos tea, comfort and joy black tea, cinnamon vanilla rooibos tea, and pumpkin spice black tea. And I did enjoy these teas very much, so if I see a collection like this again next year, I will definitely pick it up. So, this little magical tea box, I don't know, it may just have to go into my ASMR box of goodies, to my trigger box, which that's a video I'm going to do coming up with you all, is let's declutter my trigger box, because I have a box with a bunch of random stuff in it that I use for videos, but I haven't really gone into it in a long time, and tis the season to declutter, so we'll do that soon. I figured I could show you a lot of the things that are in there and make sounds with them, and you can help me decide whether they're worthy triggers or not. But I don't know, I think this might go into the Box Hall of Fame. So thank you to the person who requested this box, and I will link to the full tea video in case you didn't get to see that one, because it is very fun. Okay, let's see what else is in my backpack. Okay, we'll reach down in here and pull out my Cactus Pouch. Isn't that a nice sound? And one of you had remembered this pouch from another video and specifically requested it. And I do love the sound of it. And it's so cute. So it says, on point, and it has this lovely cactus on it, and this lovely little tassel, and it does just have a very lovely tapping tone. So this one, I think is an all-star as well, because it just really does have some super duper nice sounds. So thank you for requesting the Cactus Pouch. It is indeed a good one. Okay, I honestly don't even remember what else is in here at this point. I'm going to... Oh, yes. Okay, is this the last thing? Is this the last thing? This is the last thing. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So in here, I also have my sketchbook. And this is just a very plain sketchbook. Very inexpensive. And it actually has this cool pocket on the front where you could, like, put a piece of paper down in, you know, and, like, make your own cover, but I'm lazy and I've never done that. It's just a nice, big pad of paper. I do a lot of journaling and free writing and crazy things in this journal, but I thought I would just do a little bit. Oh, there's like a loose sheet of paper in here. So I thought, okay, I think I'll remove that random loose sheet of paper. This is ASMR on the spot here. You never know what you're going to find. And so I thought I'd just tap on this a little bit because the last trigger requests were someone said they liked the sketchbook tapping and writing. And then someone else said writing sounds. And so I thought that I would just use my handy dandy marker here and just ask you a few questions about what you thought of this video. So, number one, could you just tell me what your favorite trigger was of this video? Just off the top of your head. You don't have to think about it too hard. Okay. Okay, so you liked that one the best. Okay, and then, okay, that one was a close second. Okay, understand. Okay, were there any triggers in this video that you just didn't care for? And I won't be offended, but it would be interesting to know. Okay, I understand, yes. That can be a bit of a sensitive one for folks, so I'll just take a note of that. And of course, that's the beauty of ASMR, is that there's something for everyone, and not everyone has to like everything. Okay, and then are there any particular books that you would like to see me tap on, or vinyl records that you would like to see me review? Oh, okay. All right, that's a good idea. Okay. Oh, and I do have that album. Okay. Cool. I will put that on my list. Thank you. Okay, next question. Are there any types of personal attention that you just really like the most, that are really your favorite? That would be helpful to me. Okay. I see. Yeah, that's quite popular. That makes sense. And then, oh, but that's an interesting twist on it. I see. Okay, cool. Well, maybe I'll have to try that sometime. Okay, wonderful. Well, any final thoughts that you have? Anything else that you'd like me to write down here? I've just been taking some nice notes about what you've been saying. Oh, okay, good. Well, I'm so glad. Just make a note of that. I'm so glad that that one is effective for you. Oh, and you're very kind. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much as well. Okay, cool. I think that's all of the questions that I wanted to ask you, and everything that we need to do with this sketch pad. So thank you so much for your help with this. Okay, friends, I think I actually made it through this entire list. I'm actually going to go through again. I don't know why I chose the brown marker poor unsung brown, color of the earth, right? But yes, I'm gonna check these off. We did some thoughtful rambling, we explained a game, we looked at the blank journal, we did some book reviews, we looked at some kitchen and cooking ingredients, we did a vinyl review, we did some whisper rambling, and then we went through this wonderful backpack of surprises, and we had a visit from Velma. So I do think those are all of the things that I wanted to do for you today. So, my goodness, that was really fun. That was a neat challenge for me. I wasn't sure if I would end up doing all of this in one sitting or if I would need to break it up, but I did do it all as one little marathon of triggers here, which was a lot of fun. So thank you again for your suggestions, and more than anything, thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in me and for being a part of this nice little friendly, cozy space that we have created. I am so grateful for you, and I just thank you so much for being here and for listening and watching and enjoying. So I hope that this entertained you and helped you relax and maybe gave you some new ideas of different triggers that, you might want to explore in other videos, or new things that you might like. And this just brought me a lot of joy to bring you all of these fun relaxation triggers. So take good care of yourself. Stay very, very cozy, okay? Rest well. And I'll see you again soon.